Wow. Something like anything like 5000 BC. The nomads of the Central Steppes, which included, of course, Scythians. I mean, well, they may have come from even earlier, further east in Asia. There's this drift west, you see, and then wherever they settle, these nomads, well, they're so mobile that they may spread in any direction from there, back from where they came from, direction, or onwards further west, or north, or south. So we got the word for, Germanic words for Goth, gods, Persian word Gotha, what we could call ancient Persia, if you include the Caucasus, which were the main, in a sense, religious spread. I mean, the point, what we know, don't we, in the modern world, if you control the communication, the media, and a man on horseback was more able to spread the news than anyone else, then that's what gets spread. That's what tends to dominate. Whatever their view is, the ones that are the media in this case, the horsemen they're the ones that are moving around a bit like our understanding of trade. Well, if trade is spread, then their religion will spread. And of course, Muslims later on were something to do with the caravan trade, especially, the Silk Route. And their religion would therefore spread because they spread. They're the ones that influence all these other cultures that they go to. So we find pre-Zoroaster what we might think of as Scythian come Persian, Iranian type of ancient religion was, well, it has spread with them from as far east as you can think to as far west, Britain, Scandinavia. They've got the same foundational view, majorly influencing the religion that develops locally. I suppose because there's a constant re-influence from outside, over, in this case, thousands of years. It shifts in its nature of communication, from barbaric invaders, the central hordes, to the Norse, Viking and so on, and extreme east, the Khans and so on. Communication is everything to civilization, whether it's the Nile River making the cities, eternally vying with each other for supremacy, but cooperating in trade with each other, communicating, affecting each other. It starts to make not a very stable, but a nation, but more stable than just little boring tribes. Or if it's on horseback, like Central Asia, that will spread and dominate. Or if it's trade, like the Silk Route, Muslims, that will start to dominate the world. In the modern world, it's who owns the technology and the control of it. Well, it's the more advanced technological countries. And they become major influences of what's valued and held to believe, and goals, and etc. So we find something like, the Romans. Constantine realizes that his army is Persian Mithraic belief. My goodness, they're the enemy. What do I do about this? That needs modifying. What can I modify it with? Well, Christianity seems to appeal to people, the ordinary common folk. What can I do here? And he does. And molds Christianity accordingly. Does he steal the views from each? No, he uses the views from each. It's just that he bends them and develops them to his own purpose. To rule. Back to, aren't we? One empire. One emperor. Me. Constantine. Father of the Christian Church here. Provide the resources and its protection and its imposition. And Solar Invictus. There's my face with Solar Invictus written around it on the coin. I'm the sun god. Good. That suits Mithraic people and so on. I'm there. I'm the natural ruler. Light. It's Ahura Mazda, I mean. and Jesus is, again, this Promethean, presented as a rebel, not agreeing with the religion and the authorities, murdered by them, just like Zoroaster's Prometheus. Just like Zoroaster, of course, exiled for his reforming approach as he understood it. And they didn't, or at least they didn't want it. Christianity is Persian and Roman, under the guise of Hebrew and Christian. But of course they were seeded by, I'm not sure as we could really call it Persia, but ancient steppe culture, which was very mobile, very dominant, and very invasive, as you can see from the Second Persian Empire, which was actually Parthian. Well, it was as Scythian as they come. Every culture and power tries to bend every other to its own benefit. Every belief system, be it religious or secular, is subject to this in its development and history. Don't worship religion, nor its supposing foundation of validity, its scriptures, for they have been much edited and influenced. Rather believe how you have been brought up, which is by those that have brought you up. So you listen earnestly to their advice, and then you check from your observation of other things in the world the extent to which that advice is seemingly valid to you or not. You observe and you adjust your views accordingly and live accordingly and find out accordingly what works and what doesn't. In the short run, only short-run information, but wisdom grows with time, and you get better at understanding and finding out what truly works long time. And you have a goal. You value life. What extends life? What enriches life? We worship life, else we would not exist. We would be willing to just die for trivia, so to speak. It has to be the case that we value life. So the ideal God has to be of life, not some non-living force. It has to be of life. And from our own point of view at that, it has to be a life that values us. Well, the example we have from the beginning is our parents. So our God is like our parent, but perfect. Our parents weren't. They had a few faults which started to dawn on us with experience of time. So we have a view of a perfect parent that loves us. Do you see? You're building God in your own image, what you value according to your values. And ideally you get good at this. And you trust that it will lead you to eternal life. In other words, of an eternal God. Perfect God in your views, in your understanding of your values, which are changing with your experience, of course. And we trust and hope to the better. Why would you trust anything else? It would be a non-starter, wouldn't it? Love you, Heavenly Dad. Thank you, Dad.